How many of you out there, will go through these types of checks, physical checks? If you know on the other side of that, you're gonna be making hundreds of thousands, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Do you realize that the history that they was taught about slavery, they said they wasn't getting no money. What's going on? I'm AnokhiTheOne, back with another video. And in this video, I am just going to give my thoughts about Colin Kaepernick comparing the NFL to slavery. Now, first of all, okay, I spoke about this on my other Instagram. I've taken a break from YouTube and Instagram a little bit. But I have been in my Instagram stories. That's my favorite place to be. So if you haven't already, follow my Instagram, AnokhiTheOne _ because they deleted my first page because they're raggedy. Okay, so comparing the NFL to slavery. First of all, Colin Kaepernick as a whole, to me, is fake. Everything is fake. I feel like this man, I really feel like he's a plant. I feel like it's really obvious. The man was adopted by white parents, okay? And I did the research to figure out, okay, who is his real parents? They specifically say a white woman's name and where she's from. And then they're very vague about his dad because, 9 times out of 10, he's not even black at all whatsoever, okay? Any way, shape, or form, right? They just say, oh, he's some kind of African descent, right? West African descent, whatever. When I look, I don't know what it was, but at some point last year, I just really looked at his picture and I was like, this man actually really looks like he is Middle Eastern. If you literally take a picture of him and take a picture of somebody in Saudi Arabia, Afghanistan, or something like that, and put it next to each other, he looks just like a Middle Eastern, okay? Now, the only reason why people would even associate him with black people is because he has an afro. Literally. He wears his hair in it. This is how easy it is to fool a lot of people. I mean, this is the same. I always get this man's name wrong. Something King. Literally, homeboy is 100% white. Now, all he had to do for you fools, because of the stupid things that we've been taught in history, because of how ill prepared we have been for the world, because of our stupid school system and critical race theory and all this other stupid crap, all this man had to do was get a nice bald fade and cut his facial hair in a particular way. And you fools think that he is black. Okay, because black isn't real. And I mean, it's just wow. He's literally, same thing with Rachel Dolezal. All she had to do was get some micro braids in her head. And now we thinking that she is black. Why? Because black doesn't mean anything, and because of the one drop rule, everyone is black. Okay? If anybody on this earth chooses to be black at any given moment, wherever they come from in the world, okay, they can become that depending on their damn hairstyle and the way they dress and how they talk. That's how easy it is to be black. It's real simple. Okay? So there you go. He wears cornrows and he wears a damn afro. Okay, now he is black. He wasn't raised by anybody black. He wasn't raised by anybody's black neighborhood. He was not raised around us. Okay, what is considered African Americans or Indigenous Americans or copper colored Americans, however you want to say. He wasn't. Now, all of a sudden, in his NFL career, where he is making millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, somehow he takes it upon himself to rock afro and kneel and do this right here. And now he is officially black, and he has to continuously quote black people like Malcolm X and different things like that because he has no real black experience. Okay, he has no black experience. And after he made millions and millions and millions of dollars in the NFL, then He made millions of dollars being a black avatar, okay? Even got a Nike deal. Now, this is how stupid this is. He got a Nike deal, okay? From getting kicked out the NFL. Desperately trying to get back in the NFL. Now he clearly not gonna get back in the NFL. He made Nike deals. He done made all kind of black deals. He made deals being black. Now he is coming back and saying and comparing the NFL to slavery, as if these physicals that these NFL players have to go through is now comparative to slavery, when they know that if everything checks out, they're gonna be making millions and millions of dollars. How many of you out there will go through these types of checks? You know, physical checks. If you know on the other side of that, you're gonna be making hundreds of thousands, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars. Do you realize that the history that they was taught about slavery? They said they wasn't getting no money. They weren't doing anything that they wanted to do. They weren't doing anything that they actually enjoyed, that they cared about, you know. But the thing that is most stupid to me, that I don't think anybody is going to, these 2 points that I don't think anybody is going to make for the most part. Point number 1, black people are not the only people in the NFL. Now, black people is the only people that he showed on this little commercial, comparing it to, slavery. Now, why is Tom Brady? Why is JJ Watts? Why are all these white NFL players not standing in the line as if they're going through slavery? And also, how come, because there are black NFL owners, there are black coaches, there are black people who are a part of this program or who would be doing these checks. How come they aren't the overseers and all these? But the other thing that is most important that I feel like a lot of people are going to miss, this man got millions and millions and millions of dollars for a Nike deal, when Nike is known for using modern day slavery. They're known for participating in modern day slavery overseas in places like China to make their products. But you got sponsored by Nike because of your affiliation to the NFL, and then because you decided that you want to be black, right? And take a stand and make millions and millions and millions of dollars doing so, and not putting any of that money back into, the community that you claim that you stand for. And then you got a Nike deal. But Nike is participating in modern day slavery, but now you're comparing NFL, where people are making millions and millions of dollars, where you made millions and millions of dollars, to slavery. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful for all the slaves who are working for Nike, for one, which you got sponsored for, you're making money for, right? And it's disrespectful for all the NFL players, who are making millions and millions of dollars and are top income earners in America, that are living a dream that most people wish that they could have, but just claiming it's slavery. If all of that could be slavery now, imagine all the things that are and this is just continuation. Our ancestors, been doing fire ass shit, but racist people, racist caricatures and avatars want to come back, and talk about our past ancestors as if they were all slaves, even though they're doing fire ass shit. Football is a fire ass sport. People in the Americas, before the Europeans came, because the Europeans, largely was struggling for a long time. They had all kinds of diseases. They couldn't wash their ass, didn't figure out how to wash their ass. So they was dying of all types of diseases and all kinds of things. And folks was desperate. They needed to get out. People in America, the people in America who were here, they were largely agriculturalists, which means that they were growing food on the land and didn't really have to work outside of making food for themselves and different things that they needed. So they had leisure time to play sports. People don't know that a lot of these sports that we play till this day are from the Americas in ancient times because they had time to play sports, do things for fun, pastimes, right? But they make all of American history about slavery. That's crazy. Some of our ancestors have been playing sports continuously for thousands of years, but because they always want to put a slave label on people who have melanin in their skin, we just cover all that up with this term called slavery. They can be playing football, they can be playing basketball, they can be a singer, they can be, an artist of any kind, they can be an actor, and they're all slaves. They're all slaves. They could have been a millionaire farmer. They could have been doing all these different things, but because their skin is this color, it doesn't matter what they do and how much money they make. They're all slaves. It doesn't matter if white people are doing it either. We're just not going to talk about those white people when we're talking about this. When we talk about white people, they're farmers. They get to be farm hands. They get to be landowners. They get to be all these things. Now, when we do it, we're slaves. When we play football, we're slaves. When we play basketball, we're slaves. When they do it, oh my gosh, he's a beast. Come on now, stop it. When we dominate something, now it has to be classified as slavery now. Now we have to be ashamed of. We have to be ashamed of rappers. We have to be ashamed of singers and songwriters and entertainers and athletes because, we're dominating. And now we have to call it slavery. It's not slavery when you're making millions of dollars doing something that you love to do, that you're passionate about, and that you're good at. No, it's not slavery. Sorry. I don't even care about these dang artists that, I'm in a slave contract. Bitch, you made millions of dollars. Okay, if you wasn't rapping on stage, you probably be working at Home Depot making goddamn $40,000 a year. Stop playing with me. That's not slavery. I know. Okay, we need to do away with this curse. We need to break that curse. Okay, everything we do is not slavery. There are people overseas making the products that we're the biggest consumers. We're constantly buying things. How can you be a slave when you're constantly buying things? That means you have no money to buy things. If you're a slave, how the hell, what? Okay, we're constantly buying things that slaves in modern times are actually making, but they want us to believe that we are slaves. Like, we need to break some curses, right? Because we are very privileged in where we're at right now. But they're constantly trying to make us seem. That's the crazy part. Like, stop letting these random people tell you who you are and what you are. A lot of y'all are very privileged. Very privileged. It don't matter what race, what you over here, you're very privileged. Comparing daggone NFL millionaires to daggone slaves. A mess. I seen somebody say, if there were slaves, then guess what? Maybe you should take all your earnings that you made in your NFL career and donate it. Maybe you should donate it to the people, the Chinese slaves who are making Nike shoes and Nike stuff that you claim that you want to talk about slavery. Y'all don't give a damn about slavery. You don't give a damn about slavery. Okay? So I'm just done. All right. So let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe. Comment below. Do you feel like the NFL and the NBA is some form of slavery that people are, being forced to do, and they're not getting paid enough, even though they're making millions and millions of dollars and far more money than any of y'all are making? Let me know what you think in the comment. I will see y'all on the next video.